Everybody, this is Money Mom. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is inspired by Lydia Sen, and many of you already know who this fabulous frugal YouTuber is. She did a wonderful video about things I don't do to save money, and I thought that I would also do that video. After you're done watching my video, check hers out because it's quite interesting, and I know if you're not subscribed to her, I know you'll want to be because she has excellent content. That being said, let me start with number one. First thing that I generally do not do to save money, and many frugal people do this, is I don't make my own products. I did purchase a book to make many of your own products. The first one I tried was dry shampoo, which called for using cornstarch. It didn't work out that well, and I found that you had to buy a lot of products and a lot of things in bulk, which would end up costing me more. So I didn't end up doing that. So that's one thing I don't do. Some folks have wonderful luck with that. That being said, also, guys, many of the things I don't do are maybe things you do, and there's nothing wrong with that, because we're all different. That's why we call it personal finance. Also, just because I'm not doing some of these things now, I may revisit it at another time, which is the case for number two. Number two, right now, I do not garden and can. I think that's a wonderful thing to do because you can get lots of food storage and be prepared. And I'm actually interested in doing that. Before my daughter was born, we had a wonderful vegetable garden. It did take a lot of work and a lot of time, but the vegetables, especially the tomatoes and cucumbers, were so far superior of anything you'd buy in the store. I absolutely loved it. But right now, with time constraints, it's not something, but it may be something I do later on. Number three, this is one that many frugal people are going to disagree with me. Let's talk electricity. I know that I have spoken to many frugal people that may live in cold climates, warm climates, or just lives with the four seasons. When it is cold outside, they still keep their heat at 65. So let's say if it's over 100 degrees out, they may keep their air conditioning at 82 or their thermostat at 80 or 82. I do not do that. And many frugal folks will maybe disagree with that, but I go for comfort level. For example, if it's cold in Dallas, which right now it's actually in the 30s, which is cold for us, our average winter temperature's in the 50s, I keep our thermostat at 70. Now in the summer, you guys know it can get quite hot here, so say if it's in the upper 90s, our average summer temperature is around 96. It can get hotter. I keep our air conditioning at 77. So that, I do not turn it up to 80 or 82. I like to be comfortable in my own home. Could I save money if I did keep the thermostat at a different level to save more money? Yes, I could, but I do not. Okay, so number four, another thing I don't do, and I've actually tried it. Nothing wrong with doing this. Some folks have gotten fabulous things. Number four is dumpster dive. There's even some channels out there and it's really fun to see what the goodies that they get. But in that area where I live, many of the dumpsters are locked, and I did try to go, and it was funny because somebody else was dumpster diving the same dumpster that I was going to go to. But also, they just had a bunch of stuff in their dumpster that it wasn't anything that I would want to have. And so it wasn't something that I enjoyed doing. So dumpster diving would not work out for me, where I live especially. Okay, the next one, many of you do this. Not that I don't do it, but the last 5 years I have not found it worth it for me. Okay, one thing I generally don't do very often is shop at thrift stores. There's nothing wrong with that. And as a matter of fact, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 80% of our family's wardrobe came from thrift stores. There were some thrift stores that you could get so many nice things for a reasonable price. But even like 5 years ago or so, the prices started going up. For example, I used to be able to get a really cute shirt for maybe $3. Now it's like $7. Well, I can get things cheaper on clearance racks now than I can thrift stores. The kitchen area has never been that good, and the stuff that they try to sell is not gently used. I mean, I've seen cookie sheets there that look horrible, that definitely do not belong selling at a thrift store. So if I found things that were gently used at a reasonable price, I have nothing wrong with buying it. Maybe I need to get a job at a thrift store so I could start pricing the items. Wouldn't that be a fun part-time job for me? Can I get a hello on that one? Okay, so that would be the thrift store. I have nothing against them, but I think the prices are not reasonable for buying something used in my area, in the Dallas, Texas area. Okay, another thing I don't do that a lot of frugal people do, number 6, is I don't have a lot of apps on my phone that help me save money. Nothing wrong with those. It's just that I don't have one take a lot of apps on my phone. I just don't like messing with all of that. So that would be something else I don't do. Okay, last but not least, and this is something that a lot of frugal people do that I don't, is we don't do a lot of our own home repairs. We do hire people to do that. I do research though before to get the best value. But for example, if I wanted to get a new garbage disposal, we're not going to put that in ourselves. If I want a new fence outside, we're not going to do that ourselves. There's some very handy people in the frugal community, and that is wonderful. Now, some of the things on this list I would be interested in doing would be the gardening and canning and possibly revisit thrift stores. So those would be the couple I would be interested in. I'd like to know from you, are there ways that a lot of frugal people do things to save money, but it's just not something that you're interested in doing at this time? I want to hear from you. And when you're done watching this video, please go ahead and give a shout out over to Lydia. Let her know Money Mom sent you. That's all I have to say for now. I love you. I appreciate you. And like always, I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.